So, are you part of those people that don't know how to draw their brows? Or you want to update your brow routine? You've been seeing a lot of these soap brows everywhere and you don't know how to draw it, but you want to learn? This brow tutorial is for you. Keep watching. Hi, I am Feyo. If you're a newbie, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you're an oldie, thank you so much for always coming back. I love you. And you guys already know what we're doing today, so without further ado, we're gonna get right into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So the first thing you need when drawing your brows is an edge control or a transparent bar soap, but in the absence of none, you can also use either of these two. Then you would need your spoolie, or you guys might know it as a mascara one, but a clean one. Then you will need your very sharp brow pencil, it has to be pointy, and your concealer. You would also need your setting powder to set your brows before drawing. So first step is to take the spoolie, dip it into the edge control. I use it to tame the hairs on my brows. I know I don't have hair on my brows, thank you very much, but the one that I have, I still like to tame it. Okay, so while after taming, this is just to like lay down the hairs and slip it in. Then you set what you just did with your setting powder. This process is divine, honestly. Just set your brows with the setting powder afterwards. Then while taking your eyebrow pencil, you will draw a line underneath the brows, following your brow shape, guys. We don't want to be drawing any nonsense thing out on the streets. So while you've drawn the line underneath, then you fill in your brows with strokes. Okay, following the hair, just fill it in from the middle, from where the arc is to be to the end, and just keep on following your brow strokes to fill it in. So while you're filling it in, you just like draw out the arc. That way it's very easy for you to follow your brows and draw it without making any mistakes whatsoever. So while you're filling it in, then the front, always note that the brow strokes you apply on the front has to be fainter than the rest of the brows. So you just put like minimal pressure on the front so that it will not be too fake. And then you do the same for the next brows as well. I'm sure you guys will probably learn more, but like, yeah. So as you guys can see, I'm drawing the line first, then filling in the strokes using the brow pencil to follow the hairs on my brows. I'm filling in the strokes faintly. Then I would now cover up the whole space with the line at the arc, just like to draw up the top of the brows with, yes, just like that, period. So the next thing you do is take your spoolie, brush out the front, just brush out the brows in general, just to give it that airbrush natural finesse, okay, to make it look defined. So put out more emphasis on the front, brush it out well so that the brows would blend in, yes, and so it won't look too fake. Taking those two colors, I would define under of my brow. So what I like to do first is to define my brow bone with a brighter color so that it would kind of like give it some brightness, for lack of a better word. So you would use a brighter shade of concealer to define under your brows, just at the brow bone. Don't extend it further, just like to conceal it. The whole purpose of defining with a brighter concealer is to remove any form of mistakes, to correct the brow shape if anything goes wrong. So just to define the brow bone as I did here. And the next thing is to take a darker shade of concealer. You could also use your foundation shade. I prefer to use that darker shade of concealer because it's still bright enough, but just like very like one shade brighter than my foundation. So I just use that and blend out the edge of my brows as well as the beginning of my brows. So I do this just so that my brow would look so shiny from afar, right, and it will just blend well. The only thing that is bright here is my brow bone, and that's how it should be. So after all this, you blend it out, everything together, so there won't be any harsh line, because harsh lines are from the devil, honestly. So you have to blend it out very well thoroughly. Okay, then next you take a darker shade of foundation. You can use your foundation shade, you can also use a darker shade of concealer to conceal the top of your brows. You don't even really need to do much. The tip here is, once you've drawn your brow shape perfectly, you won't need to you won't need to conceal the top of your brows tbh. Doing that is just like for extra effort, honestly. Then you blend out the top of the brows. Okay, now taking my powder, I use a lighter shade of powder, by the way, to just blend out underneath my brows, just so that it won't look so creamy, and then everything would set well, and it will have like a natural finish. I also do that for the top of my brows. Damn, and see this beauty. Like, can't you see how the brows are just mwah? So that is how I do my brows currently. This is my updated brow routine. I kind of like my brows looking natural and not so artificial, like so drawn. So which is why I leave it like this. You get like, it looks natural and nice, and it has like an airbrush finish, which I love so much. So this is basically how I do my everyday brow routine. Yeah, if you love this routine so much, kindly comment below, and if you've learned something today, let me know what you learned in the comment section below. And if you would love me to be doing more tutorials like this, I want to do something, right? So if you watch this video and you recreate your brows, like you draw your brows and you create it from what I have taught you today, kindly tag me. You guys already know my social media, but it's still going to be on the screen. Tag me on Instagram so I can see how far you've come. Okay, and if there's anything that I need to correct, I would correct, and still repost it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.